Tahir is 45 years old, working as a vehicle spare parts production operator at an automotive company in Selangor. His job is to manually install vehicle spare parts. His working condition requires him to standing and bend regularly over a long period. In 2012, as a result of strenuous work activities, he experienced back pain. He thought it was normal and considered it as temporary pain. He had informed several employees about the pain, and there were also 9 other workers experiencing the same pain. He has sought treatment at a panel clinic and further treatment at a specialist hospital. He was hospitalized for 2 weeks. As a result of magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, scans, he was confirmed to have a slipped disc and was advised to undergo physiotherapy treatment and need to take steroid injections. Now we will look at questions about ADM653 Tahir return to work policy.
The available scheme for Tahir under the Employee Security Act 1969 is the Employment Injury Scheme, or EIS. This scheme is provided by SOCSO and is specially designed to protect workers who suffer injuries, accident, or occupational disease that are directly caused by their work activity. The Employment Injury Scheme covers 3 main categories. First, it covers accidents that happen at the workplace. Second, it includes injury caused by work activities, especially tasks that are repetitive, heavy, or physically demanding. And third, it covers occupational disease, which are illnesses that develop as a result of working condition. Now, when we apply this to Tahir's case, it becomes clear why this scheme is suitable. Tahir's slip disc did not happen randomly or outside working hours. Instead, it was caused by strenuous and repetitive movement that he performed every day at his job, such as bending and handling spare parts. Because the injury occurred in the course of employment, it meets the condition for the Employee Injury Scheme, which is EIS.
Now I will explain 4 social security benefits eligible for Tahir. The first one is medical benefit. Tahir can apply for this scheme because this scheme covers for employment injuries. The treatment at SOCSO penal clinic or government clinic, which is Tahir get the treatment at the penal clinic. Tahir can get the treatment until him fully recovered, and the specialist treatment will be provided if required. In that situation, Tahir sought treatment at the penal clinic and a specialist hospital under MRI scans and was advised physiotherapy and steroid injection. The scheme will cover the cost of medical treatment from penal clinic to specialist hospital. The second one is temporary disablement benefit. Tahir was hospitalized for 2 weeks and given medical leave. This benefit provides financial relief for loss of earning during the period of temporary disablement, which is medical leave due to the injury. It is unfit for work not less than 4 days including the accident day. This scheme is able only during medical leave. The third one is invalidity pension. While not confirmed in the text if his slip disc lead to permanently invalidity that prevent him from earning a living, he may be eligible for an invalidity pension. This scheme has been provided for who has not completed age 60 years old when the incident happened. But Tahir, 45 years old, when get the slip disc which lead to permanent invalidity, the payment must be payable as long as the employee is invalid to work or until death. Last but not least, constant attendance allowance. Recipient of invalidity pension is maximum Rm500 if Tahir's condition becomes so severe that he is permanently disabled and require the personal attendance of another person, he may be eligible for this allowance addition to the invalidity pension.
Next is qualified condition that needs to be met by Tahir to enable him to get the benefits. Firstly, injury must be unemployment injury. The first condition is that Tahir's slip disc must be recognized as an employment injury. This means the injury must happen due to the nature of his work or while performing work duty. This occurs, the injury must clearly originate from the physical task required by his job. For example, his job requires constant standing and bending, which puts stress on his mind. Another example is that he feels the pain while carrying out his normal job tasks, showing a clear work connection. Second, injury must arise out of and in the course of employment. Tahir must also show that the injury occurred during the work hour or while carrying out the responsibility assigned by his employer. This ensures the incident is directly related to the official duty and not personal activity. It's proof that the injury happens because of the employer required him to do specific tasks. For example, the back pain developed while he was manually installing vehicle spare parts. Another example is that the pain increased during a long-standing and repetitive bending activity that he performed daily. The third condition is that a clear cause and effect relationship between his job task and his sleep days must be shown. This means the injury didn't occur randomly but was triggered by work strain. Establishing this link strengthens his claim that the injury is a direct result of employment. For example, several other workers doing the same job also suffering similar back issues. Another example is repetitive motions and heavy physical demands are medically known to cause sleep disease. Fourth, injury must qualify as an occupational disease if not caused by one-time accident. If the injury was not caused by sudden accident, it must fit under recognized occupational disease. This includes disorder caused by long-term physical strain or repetitive motions. This condition ensures that gradually injury are still covered under the law. For example, sleep disease is commonly classified under musculoskeletal occupational disorder. Another example is that continuous bending and lifting are non-risk factors for such conditions. Fifth, Tahir must have medical reports that clearly confirm the sleep disease diagnosis. This ensures that the claim is supported by professional medical findings rather than assumptions. It also proves the severity of the conditions and its impact on his ability to walk. For example, the MRI scan confirmed that he has sleep disease. Another example is specialist recommendations for physiotherapy and steroid injection showing the condition is serious. Lastly, a qualifying condition for Tahir to receive benefits is his employer must submit official incidents report to social and that he must be an active social contributor. This ensures the injury is formally recognized as work-related and confirms that Tahir is protected under the employment injury scheme. This also guarantees that social has brought the documentations and contribution records needed to process the claim. For example, employers are required to submit forms such as Form 21 along with the investigation report to validate the incidents. Another example is that Tahir's social contribution record can prove he is covered and eligible to receive benefits.
Lastly is the 6 types of return to work hierarchy relevant to Tahir case. First is same job, same task. Workers return to the exact same job with no changes. This is not suitable for Tahir because his job requires the constant standing or bending, which worsens his sleep disease. Second is same job, modified task. Worker return to the same job but with the lighter duties. Tahir can return with no heavy lifting or more rest breaks while still working in the spare part department. Third is same job, reduced hours. Worker works fewer hours at the same job, allow recovery. Tahir had a sleep disease and needs physiotherapy. Reduced working hours would help him avoid strain while recovering.
Fourth point is same employer but alternative job. Tahir stays with the same company but shifts to a different job that does not involve heavy bending or standing. For example, he involved in quality control, stock recording, machine monitoring, or inspection work. These tasks are less physically demanding and match his medical restrictions. Next is different employer but similar job. If the current employer cannot offer a suitable position, Tahir can work for another employer in the same or similar field but with lighter duties. For example, joining a manufacturing company where the production line is more automated or offers seated tasks. And lastly is the new employer but different job. If Tahir cannot perform any manual labor due to his sleep disease, he may be retrained for a completely new occupation. Vocational rehabilitation can prepare him for office tasks, administrative roles, data entry, safety assistant roles, or customer service jobs that are safe for his back conditions.